All right. So chapter 14 is chemical equilibrium. So we have to teach all about the equilibrium in the system, and whatever the chemical reaction occur, what is the equilibrium there, and what is the equilibrium in the life, whole life. So this equilibrium we have to tell about all these things, right? This is a general representation of chemical equilibrium. Suppose a chemical reaction occur, reactants and the product. So definitely, when the reaction start, so the reactant finish and the product start to form. So just like this is the reactant and these are the product. Whenever reactant change to product, this is forward reaction. Forward reaction. And the product change to reactant, this is reverse reaction. Okay, this is forward reaction. Okay, when this is according to this is going to reduce the forward reaction. Okay, look at here, this is coming down. What does it mean? This arrow showing down, what does it mean? Could you tell me?
Reaction.
I know, but why it is coming down? This arrow is coming down. What does it mean? And this arrow is going up.
Reaction decrease.
Graph is going up. What does it
Decreasing.
mean?
Reaction rate is decreased.
Reactant decrease. And product increase. And when both reach at a certain point, that is equilibrium. At that point, number one, at equilibrium, the rate of forward reaction is equal to rate of reverse reaction. Reverse or backward reaction. Okay, reaction. This is short form, reaction. So at equilibrium, we can write this, the reactant is going to decrease or reduce, and the product is going to form, that is increase, but both reach at a certain point. That point is known as equilibrium. And there is a condition of the equilibrium is what? The rate of forward reaction. Rate of forward reaction means rate of decrease of the reactant is equal to the rate of reverse reaction, means the formation of the product. With the rate play an important role in this reaction, right? Rate means how much reactant reduced per second, how much product are formed per second or per minute, like that. That is a rate. At equilibrium, the concentration of reactant is equal to the concentration of product. No change. Same concentration, right? We will study here. So, you understand about this graph? Anything not clear in this graph related to the equilibrium, forward rate, forward reaction, reverse rate, reverse reaction? Okay. Now this is the two type of equilibrium. Chemical equilibrium, this is the condition which occur when the concentration of reactant and the product participating in a chemical reaction exhibit no net change over time. This I already told you. Because the concentration of reactant and the product will be same at equilibrium, and there is no change when the equilibrium starts, when the equilibrium set up. Dynamic equilibrium is that equilibrium the reactant continuously change to product and product continuously change to reactant. That is known as dynamic equilibrium. Number one, the reactant molecule continue converted to the product molecule continue converted to the reactant, that is reverse reaction. Forward and reverse reaction taking place at the same rate at equilibrium. This I already explained from the graph. So that is the definition of dynamic equilibrium. You should know these 3 points. If the question may be asked to define dynamic equilibrium, then you have to write these 3 points. Static equilibrium, nothing happens. Stating there is no change of the reactant, no change of the product, no motion between the molecule. Is an equilibrium that occurs when all the particles in the reactant are at rest. No movement. And there is no motion between reactant and the product. That is static equilibrium. How these changes occur? In a dynamic, the equilibrium change occur within the mixture, keeping the total composition the same. This condition, the total composition will be same. This condition always appear when the system reached at equilibrium. In stating there is no further change and taking place within the mixture. So this is all about static and dynamic equilibrium. Now there are physical change and chemical change. How we define in chemical change what happened, in physical change what happened. Physical change, a simple example we have taken, the water. So water have 3 different states: solid, liquid and gas. If you heat the water, it become vapor, that become gas. If you condense the gas vapor, it become liquid. And for the liquid, you just freeze into the freezer, that becomes solid. Okay. So this is the physical change and the equilibrium setup between the solid to gas or gas to liquid. That is physical equilibrium. The rate of the forward and reverse reaction are equal. This I already explained you. This is the main thing for the equilibrium. The rate of the forward reaction is equal to the rate of the reverse reaction. With the same rate, both reactant and the product both will change with the same rate of forward and reverse reaction, with the same rate. You can say that. These 2 arrows designate the equilibrium. Single arrow you will get in any chemical reaction. Single arrow means no equilibrium, only the reactant change to complete the product. Product never come back to reactant. This is all about your physical and chemical. Now chemical equilibrium setup always in chemical reaction. The concentration of the reactant and the product remain constant, as I told you. At equilibrium, the concentration never change, will be equal, will be constant, no change at all. So N2O4, this is a gas, and also this is gas, but the color are different. NO2 and N2O4, they have a different color while the reaction starts. Now, equilibrium constant. All chemical reaction have their constant, either acid constant or the base constant, whatever you have in the chemistry. Every chemical, they have their constant. So equilibrium constant you have to write for any chemical reaction. So it's not very tough, you can easily write, but you will write in terms of law of mass action. There is a law of mass action, we have to follow that when we write the equilibrium constant expression. What is law of mass action? It states that the rate of a chemical reaction is directly proportional to the product of molar concentration of reactant at constant temperature. At a given time. So equilibrium constant, remember that, note down this please, one point. Equilibrium constant always change by temperature. Only the equilibrium constant is affected by temperature. Otherwise, no change by volume, no change by pressure, no change by moles. Remember that. Note down this point. So, law of mass action is what you will see here. Chemical reaction, the product on the right side, reactant on the left hand side. This is the product and this is the reactant. What law of mass action is saying that the rate of chemical reaction is directly proportional to the product of molar concentration. Molar concentration of the reactant at constant temperature at a given time. Molar concentration proportional to the product of the molar concentration of reactant, right? Because the reactant start change to the product, that's why. And now this molar concentration is expressed in the bracket form, right? Bracket always indicate concentration. Last time I also explained to you this bracket means concentration, means molarity. Molar concentration, that depends on, right, chemical reaction is directly proportional to the product. This is the product now. Product never write in addition, right? Always write in multiplication. Product of the reactant to the raised to the power coefficient divided by the rate of the reactant to the raised to the power molar coefficient. And this is expressed chemical equilibrium. Now, this is what is A and what is the small a. A, B, C and D are represent chemical species. A, B, C, D and D are their coefficient. The law of mass action represented by the following equilibrium expression. This indicates the concentration of species at equilibrium, and K is the equilibrium constant. So when you write down this K, you write this is the concentration, the molar concentration. You can see that because this is always in moles. The molar concentration of the product to the raised to the power coefficient, these are the coefficient, divided by the molar concentration of the reactant to the raised to the power coefficient. This is simply expression of law of mass action, right? So no need to write whatever is written there. You can write in your own words. The equilibrium constant is state that the chemical reaction or the equilibrium constant directly proportional to the product, right? The molar concentration of the product to the raised to the power coefficient divided by the molar concentration of the reactant to the raised to the power coefficient A and B. And suppose if you have the C is equal to 1 or the D is equal to 2, and small a is equal to 2 and the small b is equal to 3, you can change it here. C is equal to, suppose 1, you can put it here. D is equal to 2, you can put here 2. And A is equal to B, 2. This is, you can put it here 2. And B is equal to 3, so you can put here. This coefficient are coming from this chemical equation. This is 2 here, this is 3 here, this is 1 here, and this is 2 here. So is it clear? Law of mass action, how to express the rate of chemical reaction. This is the rate of chemical reaction. This is the equilibrium constant, rate. What is the rate? Rate means the rate of change of the reactant to the product. At what rate the reactant change? At what rate product are formed? So that is the chemical reaction is directly proportional to the molar concentration of the product to the raised to the power coefficient divided by the molar concentration of reactant to the raised to the power coefficient. Just simple you will write, and K is equal to the chemical equilibrium, and the bracket is concentrated, the bracket designate the concentration or the molar or the molarity. This law of mass action, according to this, you will express K expression, equilibrium constant expression. This is equilibrium constant expression, we call it. Equilibrium constant expression. You can write for any reaction, right? Okay, now you have to look here. N2O4 and 2NO2, right? Suppose I will write here this reaction. N2O4 gives you 2NO2, right? According to the law of mass action, how to write the chemical equilibrium expression? So you can write chemical equilibrium expression equal to the product, the concentration, molar concentration of the product to the raised to the power coefficient, that is 2, divided by the molar concentration of the reactant to the raised to the power coefficient, that is 1. This is the way to write product over reactant. Is it clear now, or do you have any problem? Please, you can ask me now. Hello? Okay, write down now. One example I have, nitrogen plus hydrogen gives you 2NH3. Okay, write down please. Come on, write the expression. Write the chemical equilibrium expression.
NH3 raised to power 2 over N2 multiplied by H2 raised to power
3. Okay, raised to the power 3. That's correct. And now, this is chemical equilibrium constant. There is some property of the chemical equilibrium constant. When the reaction is going on, then you can see here, if K equilibrium is greater than 1, right, or less than 1, so what does happen? If greater than 1, so equilibrium lie to the right. It means that equilibrium will shift to the right, means the product. It means the reactant change to product. It means more product are formed. This you have to memorize. If K is greater than 1, it means the chemical equilibrium shift to the right. It means that the reaction occur left to right. It means that more product are formed. It means that the product favored, right? If equilibrium constant less than 1, they shift, chemical equilibrium shift to the left. It means this is reverse reaction. It means that it favors the reactant formation. It means more reactants are formed. It means the product change to reactant. Remember that how many things I told you. In this one, it means the product favored, it means the reactant change to product. It means more product. It means forward reaction. Forward reaction. And this one is the product change to reactant. It means reverse reaction. This is the condition only when the K is less than 1. So look at here. If K is greater than 1, so more product are formed, right? So reactant will be less. All reactant change to product. When K is less than 1, all product change to reactant. More reactants are formed, and so this is the reverse reaction. This is forward reaction. Is this difference, it is clear to you? If K is greater than 1, equilibrium lie. Lie means equilibrium shift to the right. Equilibrium shift to the right. Equilibrium shift to the left. Like this. It means that equilibrium shift, what does it mean? It means that the reaction start and slowly the reactant change to product till the equilibrium set up. That is mean, right? This for the first one, if K is greater than 1, it means that the reaction start and the reactant continuously change to the product and the product are formed, and this reaction reach at a certain point when the equilibrium set up. That is known as equilibrium lie to the right. Similarly, equilibrium lie to the left. It means when the system occur at equilibrium and the product change to reactant till the further new equilibrium setup, that is known as equilibrium lie to the left. It means more reactants are formed. It means that is reverse reaction. This reaction is the forward reaction and the reverse reaction is taking place. This is known as dynamic equilibrium. Okay. Continuously reactant change to the product and product change to the reactant. This reaction is going on, is known as dynamic equilibrium. Anything, any question please now? Hello other students, is it clear to the equilibrium?
Yes.
Forward and backward?
Yes.
All right. How to write the equilibrium constant expression? This I already explained you. So, when you write equilibrium expression, so we have two type of equilibrium: homogeneous equilibria and heterogeneous equilibria. Homogeneous equilibrium. Homogeneous equilibria, all states are same. All states are same. Like example, gas, aqueous. If gas, so all will be gas. If aqueous, all will be aqueous. Same. Homogeneous equilibria. Look at it in this example. The gas and gas. Right? Heterogeneous equilibria. Equilibria or equilibrium, same thing. In which you have different different state. Actually, I will write here. If I write like this, you will confuse. Either all gas or all aqueous or liquid, whatever, all, right? No liquid and no gas all together, all right, or liquid and solid. But here, in this case, in heterogeneous, you have both aqueous or gas or liquid or solid. All are present in a equation. Sometimes the reactant is a gas and the product you will get, maybe it is liquid, will be like this. So different states are formed is known as heterogeneous equilibria. In the same state, that is known as homogeneous equilibria. Apply to the reaction in which all reactant species are in the same phase, right? This one are in the same phase. So for this reaction, I have already written the equilibrium constant. C means that is the concentration, right? C, Kc and Kp. P is the pressure and C is the concentration, molarity. So this is only the expression, right? I will explain you. So we can write in terms of either in concentration. So concentration, okay. Okay, now the concentration here. Concentration expressed by bracket, as I told you. Here is pressure expressed as atmosphere. Both are same. If in any question, if the pressures are giving, it means that is concentration. If concentration is giving, that is also concentration, right? If you increase pressure, it means the concentration increase. So just only the way how to express equilibrium constant, this is the way. And this is the way if you write Kc form, you will write NO2 bracket square N2O4 bracket. If you write Kp form, the pressure you write first the big P, capital P, then you write at the bottom NO2, and if it is square, then you will show a square like this. Similarly here, there is a no coefficient, so there is a one coefficient, one never expressed. And there is a condition here between this Kc and Kp. This will not equal, Kc cannot be equal to Kp. The reason is Kc is not equal to Kp because the partial pressure of the reactant and the product are not equal to their concentration expressed in moles per liter, because this is moles per liter. This is the concentration in moles per liter, and this partial pressure of the reactant and product are not equal to their concentration expressed in. So how we express that? Look at here. This is the formula. Kp equal to, it will be equalized if the Kc multiplied by RT and delta N, because RT is coming from the ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT, right? So this pressure and this volume R and T multiplied by delta N. Okay, so this you will write, this is pressure. I'm talking about the pressure. Kp. Kp cannot equal to Kc. If it is equal, so it should be multiplied by RT delta N. Look at here. This is the concentration, how to write Kc, the product over reactant for this reaction. And this is in terms of Kp. Hello? Hello? You want to ask something? Hello? Hello? Your voice, I am not able to listen, please. It's very difficult internet, you know. Okay. So this delta N, how you calculate? I told you in chapter 6. This delta N, the number of moles of reactant and product. So you will get product minus reactant. These are the coefficient of the product minus reactant. Hello? Please write here, what do you want? I don't understand. I am not able to listen. Please write here. Hello? Hello? What he wanted? Could you explain to me, please, what he wants? Hello, guys, you are not listening to me. Hello?
Sir, I think he forget his mic.
You forget it?
He opening his mic and forget it. I think. I don't know.
Anyway, so this Kp and Kc, just remember that this is the formula you note down. You know, sometime you have many exercise. Sometime Kc is giving you just calculate Kp, and Kp is giving you calculate Kc. And the question may be asked, what condition the Kp is equal to Kc? Generally, Kp is not equal to Kc, because it is multiplied by R and T and delta N, because coming from the inert gas equation, right? Ideal gas equation. Pressure. Then R value you put it, and temperature is a Kelvin. 0.082 multiplied by temperature and multiply by delta N. This one, that in this condition, this is the formula. But how this Kp equal to Kc? Only the condition, if this all will be 0, then this will be equal to Kc. Look at here. How this will all get will 0. If delta N is 0, so this delta N multiplied by this whole information, whole R and T, this becomes 0. Right? If it is 0.
Doctor,
Yes.
it's to the power 0, so it's become 1, not 0, right?
This to the power 0 has become 1. So 1, you know that, you never write. Kp is equal to Kc. So how you calculate delta N? You remember that? The coefficient of the product minus coefficient of the reactant. Is it clear? Okay, now suppose we have 2R plus the reactant R1, 3R2, and we have this 3P1 plus 2P2. Now these are the two product, two reactant. If you want to calculate delta N, this is 5 minus 5, you will get 0 like this. If you have delta N is 0, then you put that value is 0 here, right? So now you will get 1. That is why Kc multiplied by 1. Yeah, you are right. And Kp is equal to Kc. The question may be asked, what condition the Kp is equal to Kc? Simple. You will write your answer only if delta N means the change of the moles of the reactant and the product will be 0 for any chemical reaction, then Kp is equal to Kc. Is this clear to you? All right. Now look at these examples. Write the expression for Kc and Kp. And I told you, just write down this point, please. Note down in your notebook. Kc can be written for all chemical reaction, either gas, aqueous, solid or liquid. But Kp is only written for gas. Remember that. You cannot write Kp for all liquid solid. You will write only Kp for gas. Now you tell me how to write Kc for this and Kp for this, right? Both. Kp for this or Kc for this. Kp for this or Kc for this. Come on, tell me now fast. Any chemical reaction. Again, I will write, if applicable for the following reversible reaction at equilibrium, Kp for the gases, concentration of the solvent, usually water, does not appear in equilibrium expression. Remember that. For any chemical reaction, if water is there, because water is a pure element, pure compound, sorry, right? So if water is there, you never add this water, means liquid, in chemical equilibrium. Remember that. Never add. Alright, only you will add aqueous, gas, also solid. If suppose you will get solid and water, solid and liquid, never add into expression. Without liquid, without solid, you have to write the chemical equilibrium expression. Tell me now, first, how we write it? Kc.
H3O.
Concentration of H3O plus
Minus
product
F.
F minus divided by
HF.
HF concentration and
H2O.
I told you just
Cancel.
now, but you did not listen to me.
We don't add.
Yeah, don't add it. It is written
Okay.
here.
When you add the gas, right? For the
Only aqueous gas you have to add. No
Yes.
liquid, no solid in expression. Now Kp, can we write Kp here?
No, it is for gas.
no,
Okay, no. Okay, what is Kp?
we have O2 and 2.
Come on, tell me. Don't stop.
NO2 raised to power 2.
NO2 to the raised to the power 2.
Over NO2 raised to power 2.
Come on, what are you talking? Look at the equation and tell me correctly.
NO to the power
And O to power 2.
Right.
No.
Okay. What is the Kc? Hello? How to write
Yes. Casey,
We have no case.
Please read this what I have written, please. Read this what I have written. Tell me now, read.
Don't write Casey.
It can be written for all chemical reactions.
we have to put the 3CO.
Yes, you can write for any chemical reaction, for any state, either solid, liquid, gas or aqueous. But Kp is only written for gas. Please note down that.
So Kc is same as Kp for this situation.
Yeah. Same. And this is here, there is a aqueous and liquid. So there is no Kp, right? You have to write only Kc. Clear? But here, look at here, the liquid don't use in water in expression. Please, this small note you note down on your notebook. Otherwise, you forget it and you always do the mistake. All right, now this is a chemical reaction now, okay? And the two things, remember, as I told you, the Kc and Kp, you remember that, right? Kc can be written for anything, but this is only for gas, okay? Kc can be expressed in terms of bracket and Kp is expressed in terms of atmospheric pressure. This is the difference. If you read any equation, any example, if the concentration is giving in the bracket form or in the atmospheric form, then you have to use whether you calculate Kc or you calculate Kp. So now look at here. Although it is all gases, right? So I told you the Kc can be written for all. And the concentration is giving in terms of bracket. In terms of bracket. It means you determine Kc or Kp here.
Kc.
Determine Kc. So first you write down the Kc and write the expression concentration of NO2 to the raised to the power 2 divided by concentration of NO to the raised to the power 2 multiply oxygen to the raised to the power 1. Then you subtract the values. To substitute the value here, NO2, how much NO2 is? 15.5. 15.5 to the raised to the power 2 divided by NO2. NO is 0.0542 to the raised to the power 2 and oxygen is 0.127 raised to the power 1. Just you calculate Kc, whatever you get it. Equilibrium constant Kc of the reaction. This is simple, right? And look at here. This chemical equation is what formula you will write here? Tell me now. Read the question and then tell me.
Kp.
Kp for
KP says KP.
Or Kp?
KP all of these
KP.
gases.
also
Because
Kc.
it is atmosphere, right? Remember that. So Kp you calculate the pressure of PCl3 like this into pressure of Cl2 divided by pressure of PCl5, right? There is no coefficient, only one coefficient. So just simply you will write pressure of PCl3 is how much? 0.875 into Cl2. Where is the Cl2? Oh, what is the equilibrium partial pressure Cl2 you have to determine, and Kp is giving here. Okay, Kp is giving, and this you have to determine. PCl2 divided by PCl5 is how much? Opposite. PCl5 is 0.875 and PCl3 is 0.463. Alright, and now Kp you will write here 1.05. So I will just revert this. If you will calculate PCl2, right? So you will write here PCl2 is, you will write 1.05 Kp multiplied by 0.875 PCl2. This PCl2 means phosphorus dichloride. Oh. This is PCl3 phosphorus trichloride, PCl5 phosphorus pentachloride, and Cl2 only mono. So you calculate this PCl2, write down the Kp value 1.05 multiplied by 0.875 and then divided by 0.463. Then you calculate it. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Or any point not clear, please ask me now. So both example I already show here, and I think this is the, and this example you have to do yourself. Okay, this example in which both Kc and Kp are giving, both equilibrium constant Kc for the reaction is this, and determine Kp. So you remember what formula you will use, in which both Kp and Kc are there. The equilibrium constant Kc for the reaction is this one, right?
We can.
And what is the value of Kp at this temperature? At the same temperature, Kp value, what you will get? So one formula you will use it here. Kp is equal to Kc RT delta N, right? Right.
Yes, yes.
So now after that, I think this is heterogeneous. I will explain later. There are some example here. All right. 14.1 and 14.2 I already completed. This is 14.3, I think. Okay, guys. Now I have another class.
Okay.
14.1 and 14.2 is complete. Then 14.3 is not in your course. Okay. 14.4 and 14.5. Remember that. Note down this, please, because that will be in the quiz. 14.1, 14.2, 14.4, 14.5. Now this 2 is complete today, and next week I will complete all chapter 14. All bye. Assalamu alaikum. All the best.
Thank you, Doctor.
Take it, Have a good day.
Same to you.